So my office hours are, the posted office hours are from 11 to 12 p.m., 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., okay, and also from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Monday and Wednesday. And Tuesday and Thursday, I do have a lab in the afternoon, so, and also in the morning, so I can't, I won't be available there. But that said, those are the guaranteed hours that I'll be in my office, and if you have questions there, you can come to me in person, or if you cannot come to me in person, email, Canvas message is the best way to contact me, and if you type in a question there, I will try to respond to you as soon as I can. Plus, I'm going to see you every day, Monday through Thursday, and if I cannot get back to you by email, I will probably talk to you in class or after class there. So in the summer there, we actually work much more closer than the regular semester between me and you, and you do have more opportunities to ask questions and see me in person there. So make sure that you understand when and where you can find me, and if you do have questions there, make sure that that you send me your message, send me the question to me as soon as possible. Now, in terms of email communication there, you have to use your HCC email address. This may be a challenge for many of you who are not attending the school on a regular basis, because you may not get used to setting up your HCC email, and you can always send me a message on Canvas, because that's something that you actually have to do. A lot of course materials are posted on Canvas now, and so you actually have to use Canvas there. So if you choose not to use HCC email, that's fine. If you Canvas message me, I can reply through HCC email back to the Canvas site there. So that's okay. But if you send me a message through your non-HCC email address, whether it's another college or your Gmail, Yahoo, Hotmail, whatever, I may not be able to respond to you, especially if the information communicated may have something to do with the confidentiality. So you need to make sure that per regulation, that's Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act of 1974. And we have to comply with the FERPA regulation here. So if you're sending me an email from your non-HCC email message, you may get a reply say, please resend this message through Canvas or HCC email. It's kind of redundant there, and it's kind of, well, but I have to comply with that regulation there. That's a school policy there. Okay, so I cannot make exceptions there, especially if you're asking questions concerning your grades and things in that nature there. We simply are not allowed to email you that kind of information through your non-HCC email or outside of Canvas there. Okay, and so all of this information is in the syllabus, so make sure you have a hard copy of the syllabus there. Make sure you take the time and read the syllabus. That's going to be your first assignment. Okay, make sure you go through the syllabus there. In there we have other important information that we will go over in just a little bit. And talking about the course, and this particular course is based on what we call the Chem 101 learning objectives. Okay, and so your question is, what is learning objective? What are the learning objectives there? And we, the faculty here on this campus there, we developed a series of documents that listed the important topics of this particular course. Now, when we teach Chem 101, we actually have to make sure that we comply with the rules and regulations set by American Chemical Society. So in the end, I want to give you a heads up there, in the end, when we take the final exam there, the final exam is going to be the nationalized standardized test given by the American Chemical Society. And most of your colleges and most of the colleges teaches Chem 1, that teach Chem 101, offer Chem 101 there. Many of them choose to use the ACS exam as their final exam there. So what we did here is that we developed a series of documents that we call learning objectives. For each chapter, we have different learning objectives in there. Okay. Now, we used to sell these things in the bookstore, a little booklet like this, for $15. And now, the learning objectives, well, if you want to print them out, actually, where do you find it? You can find it on Canvas, Okay, I have published the learning objective under on Canvas. Once you log on to Canvas there, under modules, you will see learning objectives for each of the chapter there. And you can print out each chapter one at a time, or you can print out the entire copy. So this is the learning objective. It outlines everything that we want to teach and also give you homework assignments. So this is something that's very important. You need to understand what is our learning objective and where do you find that information, because we are going to be referring to this particular document on a regular basis. So it's no longer, we no longer provide a hard copy, but if you want a hard copy, you can print out that document on your own. And however, we do want you to have, we do want you to know where to access that document there, so that you can, whenever you need to refer to that document, you know where to look for it. Okay, so we are planning on teaching chapter 1 through 10 of the textbook, and this is the textbook that we're using, the 3rd edition of 12th. Okay, and in addition to the textbook, well, that's the topic there. And in addition to the to this particular textbook there, the publisher also offers what they call a mastering series. And you probably have taken biology and chemistry in other colleges there. There's a mastering chemistry, mastering math, and that kind of thing. Now, mastering chemistry is optional. Now, if you buy the textbook from the bookstore on campus, the access code is included in your purchasing price. However, I do not use mastering chemistry at all. So if you try to buy the textbook from other places there, and whether they include the access code to mastering chemistry, that's really not relevant. What I want you to do here is that using this particular textbook, I want you to work on the homeworks on a piece of paper. And I'm still the old-fashioned way, and when I teach chemistry, when I study chemistry there, what I did is that I have a piece of paper, I have a calculator, I have a pen and pencil, and I write things out. And I don't particularly like the idea of using a mouse, clicking on here, dragging things from one place to another. The human psychology basically indicates that when you try to learn something, it's a combination of work between your brain, your hand, and your eyes. And you have to get them work together. And nothing works better than writing something down while you're reading the textbook there, and then working the problems out on a piece of paper. And I think, even though this generation, you're probably more inclined to use a tablet or smartphone when you do things there. And the best way to learn chemistry, I think, is still trying to work problems out on a piece of paper there. So I do not use mastering chemistry intensively. Well, I do have an account there. When you log in there, you may see my past course, and I think they gave me a course name as XIE Howard CC Chem 101. And when you log in, if you do have an access code there, when you log in, you may see Kathy Lilly, Susan Bear, S. Bear, and even William Brown. And those are the instructors that we have on campus there. They all have a default site on the mastering chemistry, but I do not use it intensively. And if you do have an access code there, there's a lot of exercise in there on that site, which may help you to better understand the topics in this course there. So feel free to explore. But